let's look at the key elements of an excellent stroke. As we watch our video here, I want you to take a look for three things. One is head and body position. Two is an efficient and propellant kick. Doesn't have to be super hard, but a kick that moves the body forward. And the third one is a good catch, early vertical forearm, make that great catch at the front of the stroke. So she'll make the turn here on the video, and we'll go ahead and slow this down just so we can get a look at it, and eventually we'll stop it and take a look at a couple of these critical elements here. So moving slowly here, we are looking at head position this way, body position nice and flat, eyes are looking down, kick at the surface of the water, not working too hard, but definitely propels her forward. And the third one is that catch. If you'll watch her hand drop before her elbow at the front of the stroke, so that she's in a good position to pull backward toward the back of the pool, which moves her forward. So let's take a look here at this particular still shot. This is going to help us really see all the elements of what it is that we're looking for. So first thing is head position. You can see in this case, looking at her goggle line, she's basically looking straight down at the bottom of the pool, and that is essentially where you want to be. You can have a slight angle forward, but really you're just looking a couple meters ahead maximum to the bottom of the pool. You're definitely not looking out this way. So if we think about where our center of buoyancy is in the water, it's up in our lungs, up in our chest. So smaller changes here make for bigger changes down here. And so by having her head down this direction, it helps keep the whole body in line, and we can just see she's nice and flat right along the horizon. So she's displacing the minimum amount of water in order for her to move forward. And a big portion of what we're doing in the pool is, or in open water, is trying to displace as little water as possible in order to move ourselves forward quickly. Okay. Second, so head and body, and again, hips high, heels high, shoulders high, head down. Second thing that we're going to take a look at is that kick, and we can see nice pointing of toes here. That toe is catching the surface of the water, which is creating a little bit of this, the bubbles back here. She's not kicking super hard, which we'll see as we start the video moving again. Not kicking super hard, but kicking enough that one, that kick is not slowing her down, and two, her feet are not dragging back behind her. And this is one of the key problems for a lot of swimmers with a two-beat kick. Trying to quote-unquote save their legs for the bike and the run, is that you go to a two-beat kick, your whole lower body drops, and you end up just dragging yourself through the water, creating a lot more work to get into T1, and can ultimately hurt your race later on. Third thing that we want to take a look at here is the catch, and you can see how that elbows high, hands low, anchored, and basically she's providing pressure not just from her hand, but from her whole forearm backwards toward the back of the pool here, and that is what's going to move her forward. So she's not pressing out to the side or pressing straight down, she's pushing backwards. And I'll back this up just a tiny bit here so you can see what that catch looks like at the front. So as that hand enters, it extends forward, she's not gliding, but the first part of her stroke is to get anchored, and so she's not trying to move herself forward quite yet with the arm by not pushing straight down. Instead, notice this elbow stays right in place and the hand just drops. And with that hand dropping, now she's in the power phase of her stroke, well ahead of her head, and so she's able to push the water backwards behind her all the way through that power phase of the stroke, ending about here. And like all good triathletes, doesn't finish her stroke super long. We're not worried about being a pool swimmer, we're worried about being a triathlete who's fast and effective in the water. Okay, so you can see that push back this way. If we jump forward to see what that looks like from the front, and actually let's take a look at it from this angle here. One of the things you'll notice with that catch is that hand drops down. Everything happens from the midline out, but there's no lateral movement. So that hand enters, if we can watch this right hand here, it enters, extends forward for that reach, and then it starts dropping downward on the catch. And so we're not seeing any movement going side to side. And I should clarify that it's not, the palm is not pushing out to the side, right? The arm is moving to the side a little as the hand drops, but she's not pressing outward. Hand is always moving downward and then backwards. And that is what we're looking for here. here's what this looks like if we get this moving from the front. And we'll slow that down a little bit to get a look at it, but no crossover in the front. Hands entering with thumbs about equal to the outside of the shoulders. And then hand drops into that catch position with the elbow high, and she pushes through. Even if we go back to a side view here and we watch her swim, you can see that as her head comes up, lower body does drop a little bit. She lifts her head a little bit to breathe, and that lower body does drop. This is a very, very experienced swimmer, fast swimmer. So imagine a less experienced, someone with less quality technique. Think about how much that lower body is going to drop if that head comes up. That's why we always want to keep that head down. So top 3 things to be thinking about in terms of the stroke. First is head and body position, head down, body flat, right along the surface of the water, shoulders, hips, and heels high. The second thing that we're looking at is a nice propulsive kick. I like to see a 6-beat, even not a super strong 6-beat, but a nice steady 6-beat that sets the cadence for your arms, how fast your feet are moving, and allows that body to be in great position, helping out with item number 1. And then the third one is a good strong catch, nice early vertical forearm on that catch.